So
Okay.
let's get into
Got me modeling over here. No, I'm good.
Let's get into some stuff. Everybody loves lists. They're fun to debate. ESPN came out with one of theirs.
Everybody loves to hate lists, but go on.
They love to hate them?
Yes.
Why do they love to hate them?
Because they're usually very wrong, or because everyone's got their own list. Like, if everyone had the same list, it wouldn't be.
Everyone hates lists, yet they love them because they can debate them endlessly. And the ESPN sent out its top 100 list up until player 11, and Jason Tatum is the last one on the list. So he didn't crack the top 10, but up to 11 is quite an accomplishment for him. Kemba Walker all the way down to 48. Marcus Smart jumps from 87 to 37 on this list. Jaylen Brown goes up from 51 to 32. Jason Tatum also a big leap up to 11. And again, lists are lists, and we're not holding this as holy gospel, but we still want to kind of talk about it because it is interesting and they're fun to debate. Our friend Gordon Hayward comes in at 44. So Marcus Smart is better than Gordon Hayward, apparently, in ESPN's eyes, who is slightly better than Kemba Walker, who's been slightly diminished because of his knees and his uncertainty. So we'll see what's happening there. But, guys, your initial thoughts on this list? Mine is obviously Smart way too high and Jaylen actually a little bit low.
Yeah, and if you compare it to last year, I was top heavy with the talent in terms of your percentage of the league's top 25 guys. I did a top 25 myself. I did my own list at the end of the regular season last year, and I had 4 Celtics in the top 30. So that's different now. Kemba takes a dip.
Shocking.
Kemba takes a dip with the
4 Celtics. That's not even counting Tristan Thompson.
They were in the top 20.
I almost interjected when John was talking about how much he hates the list because I'm kind of with him on that, but no other list that I hate more is a preseason list. And then, Bobby, for you to say that you have a post NBA Finals list, that's probably the second worst one.
No, it was between.
They don't mean anything.
It was between the regular season and the playoffs, and you're right. The list changed completely by the end of the postseason.
You actually did that? You took time? Okay, all right.
Hey,
out of your life?
I believe it.
Hey, we got to churn out the content here.
How long did that last? A couple of months?
No, it changed rapidly after the whole Jimmy Butler situation that we saw in the playoffs. And I think that's an interesting thing about this list, too. Definitely considering playoff runs quite a bit. I mean, Jamal Murray gets into the top 25. That's playoff performance right there. You talk about some of the other guys. Biggest surprise, Zion, 19. Like, the Zion hype continues. What does he play, 30 games?
I would have had him higher.
Wow.
I don't think there's 18 guys in the league I want in front of him, I'll tell you that. If
that's not what the list is, though, right?
It's not.
What's the list all about?
And this is why they do these lists. Exactly.
It does project out a little bit in terms of, kind of entering the season. So I think the 30 games he played is less of an issue. I do, again, want to talk about the Celtics here. All right. One by one, because again, it doesn't matter where they are on a list, but relative to their expectations for the year, it is important, okay? Because you need, if Marcus Smart is a top 37 player in the NBA, then that's a trio that you can feel pretty good about. I debate whether that's actually true. I don't understand how Marcus went from 80. Again, it's a list. We know it's not gospel. But how does Marcus go from 87 to 37 in a year when his offensive metrics went down in terms of efficiency? His three-point shooting got worse. His overall field goal percentage was 34. I mean, he was not – again, we know he can distribute. We know he does other things offensively to make up for that. But this is a guy who we are now asking – a 34% field goal shooter to shoot more. And that's important to the team's success this year. That worries me a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the part of the list that stands out the most, right? Obviously, because of Marcus Smart. And there's 2 reasons. One, because of what we saw in the postseason. He didn't have a great postseason, especially in the Eastern Conference Finals. So that stands out to you. It's like, okay, well, how did he get high on this list? The reason I think he got high on this list is because just like everyone else is saying and what we've been talking about, he's going to take on a big role because of Kemba Walker, because of the way Gordon Hayward left, and now there's this huge void. He's going to take up a huge step in that. And I think ESPN, which, of course, this is why I hate these preseason lists because they're either getting way too ahead of themselves or they're emphasizing, it's either one or the other. And with this one, I think they may be just saying they may be valuing Marcus Smart a little more than we do, I guess. I guess the best way to put it. I don't know. I don't think I would put him that high on the list, but I see why they did that, because they know that his responsibility is going to expand ridiculously in the next couple of months.
You know what's crazy is that we always say Celtics fans overvalue Marcus Smart more than anybody else in the league does. That's why I was surprised to see Marcus Smart.
Things sort of changed. It's sort of 50-50
That's a surprising
now.
thing. That's a surprising. I mean, if you told me Marcus Smart was at 55, I'd be like, okay, I don't think anyone really bat an eye there.
We don't know how many beat writers, how many Celtics beat guys were on this panel along with Bobby. Who
we don't know if weird
That's
Celtics Twitter put this list together. The other thing I'll say about the list, we shouldn't jump to conclusions. We don't know who the top 10 is yet, and we haven't heard Tristan Thompson's name. We haven't heard Daniel Tice's name. We haven't heard anybody, any of those guys' names.
How are you going to lead off with Tristan Thompson on that? But all right, go ahead.
Well, because the way Bobby talks about Tristan Thompson, it sounds like he's going to be top 10 this year. So I'm just waiting for that name. But
he didn't play in the playoffs. He was on the Cavaliers. We know the kind of influences that are being placed on this list. So he didn't have a spotlight on him. How many national TV games did the Cavs have last year? I mean, people probably don't even know Tristan Thompson played last year.
Yeah, he did?
I don't know.
Look at Bobby turning into Tristan Thompson spokesman. Come on, Bobby. Don't let Jimmy push you around like that.
I thought Jimmy, Josue,
the top 10 guy.
We were sitting here in July. We were sitting here in July with this being a dream free agent signing for me and Jimmy is completely turned on it. It's
That's
unreal.
not true. I am a fan of Tristan Thompson. I think he's gonna help the team, but it doesn't take away from all the negative that happened.